Hello and welcome to NDTV 24/7. I'm Rohit Wellington. Let's begin with our top story. After months of shutdown, schools reopened in many states on Wednesday, with children, mainly of senior classes, walking back into their classrooms. This after many children have gone through a lot of trauma. In Tamil Nadu, for example, children talked about the loss of their loved ones. Also in other places, students spoke about how they didn't have access to online education. So the opening of schools in a way is reopening of education for many children in India.
From Delhi to Meghalaya, Telangana to Tamil Nadu, schools reopened in several states for classes 9 to 12 with several protocols like 50% students in a class. In Delhi, all government schools and a few private schools reopened today after 17 months with COVID protocols like staggered lunch breaks and only vaccinated staff.
मेरे को स्कूल आके बहुत अच्छा लगा है क्योंकि ऑनलाइन में डाउट्स क्लियर नहीं हो पाते, नेटवर्क इश्यूज आते हैं।
मैंने काफ़ी सारे बातें की अपने फ्रेंड से और हमने पढ़ा बुक्स वगैरह एक साथ बैठ के। थोड़ा सा डिस्टेंस था हमारे में।
मेरा बेटा और मैं दोनों ही बहुत एक्साइटेड थे कि वापस नियर अबाउट 2 साल के बाद 1.5-2 साल के बाद स्कूल खुल रहे हैं, बट ऑफलाइन में उनकी सोशल कनेक्टिविटी भी, उनका फ्रेंड सर्कल, सोशल कनेक्टिविटी, पढ़ाई वगैरह अब कुछ सफ़र नहीं होगा।
घर में मम्मी है और पापा एक्सपायर हो गए थे कोविड के चलते। यस मैम, डेटा की तो रहती थी प्रॉब्लम, हर महीने डलवाना पड़ता था 200 रुपये, नहीं हो पाता था, इतना नहीं कमा पाते हम।
Others, while happy that the schools had opened, were concerned about the timing.
Every time there is some festival or some congregation, the COVID cases rise. I'm not naming things, but it led to spread of wave 2.
So you are worried about it?
I am not going to call too many classes, too many children till Diwali.
अगर अभी भी स्कूल नहीं खोले, कॉलेज नहीं खोले, तो एक पूरी की पूरी जनरेशन नॉलेज गैप के साथ आगे बढ़ेगी।
Schools across Tamil Nadu opened today for classes 11 and 12. The state's daily cases has dipped to around 1,500 now. In Chennai, the reopening also unfolded tragic stories. 300 students at Everwin School alone lost a parent to COVID. Also disturbing stories of job losses and salary cuts.
My mom is a teacher. She is taking online class for the students. So she was getting only half a salary. That means 50%. For that COVID and all, I was to go to many activities class. And I can't go to this class because of financial was low.
Schools in Rajasthan reopened after nearly 5 months, having shut in mid-April. Only classes 9 to 12 have been allowed to physically attend school. For the rest, online classes will continue. Nearly 13 lakh children in Rajasthan have missed schooling in the 1.5 years of the pandemic. These are children with no access to mobile phones or are in very remote areas with poor connectivity.
मैम हो सकती थी, लेकिन क्या कभी नेटवर्क प्रॉब्लम, कभी ये प्रॉब्लम होता था, इसीलिए मैम स्कूल चाहिए, कम से कंपल्सरी स्कूल तो अच्छा लगता है।
जो भी हमारे गवर्नमेंट के एसओपी की गाइडलाइन है, उनकी पूर्णता से पालना कर रहे हैं। आप खुद देख रहे हैं, मैंने अपने स्टाफ को जगह जगह पे मॉनिटरिंग्स के लिए लगा रखा है।
Primary schools across Uttar Pradesh have opened up after a long gap due to the COVID pandemic. I think it's really exciting to see students inside actual physical classrooms, especially in UP's rural areas, because online learning and learning through television is really something that is a little difficult for those who come from poor backgrounds, and that is why these visuals are very heartening.
The UP government, which had opened middle and senior schools 15 days ago, has said that primary schools for classes 1 to 5 will run in 2 shifts with full COVID protocols like masks, sanitizers and social distancing.
क्लासरूम की तुलना कभी भी ऑनलाइन शिक्षण नहीं कर सकता, जब बच्चा और हम उसको आपस में समझ पाते हैं।
In Meghalaya, schools and colleges have reopened for classes 9 to 12 in urban areas and 6 to 12 in rural areas.
We love offline classes because we can meet friends in school, we can talk, we can play, we can learn more.
We would like to thank the government because of the last 2 years due to this pandemic the school was closed. It was affecting our students. mentally also and physically also.
As schools reopen in most states across the country, teachers are happy with the centre's announcement that it will provide 2 crore additional vaccine doses in the last week of August to immunize school teachers. Some parents who are still not sending their kids to school are waiting for the government to fulfill its promise of starting vaccinations for those above 12 from the first week of October. An NDTV Bureau Report.
Right to Uttar Pradesh now, where 36 children have died in just 10 days in Firozabad. This after they showed symptoms like fever, stomach pain and dehydration. What is this mystery illness? NDTV's Meher Pandey visited Firozabad town to find out the facts.
The grief-stricken family of 6-year-old Veer Pratap Singh, one of the 36 children who have died of dengue in western Uttar Pradesh's Firozabad town in just the last 10 days. Veer died on Saturday, 50 kilometers away from his home at a hospital in Agra with high fever and acute dehydration in his final moments. His family members say they first rushed him to the government hospital in Firozabad but were told that there were no beds available. The child's death just 2 days before Chief Minister Adityanath visited Firozabad and claimed the situation was under control.
दिन भर यही बोलता है कि मम्मी बता वीर भैया कहाँ हैं, वीर भैया कहाँ, तो उसे समझाते हैं कि ललारे अम्मा हॉस्पिटल में भर्ती करे आएंगे, दवाई चल रही है, वहाँ पे पापा हैं.
Less than 100 meters from Veer's home, 7 children at the home of Reshma Bhagat are all down with the same symptoms: fever, stomach pain and dehydration.
कोई मदद मिली है?
बहुत मदद नहीं मिली, कुछ नहीं मिला, नहीं इतना पैसा हम पे जो हम दवा कराएं बच्चों की.
कहाँ गए आप दवा कराने?
हम नहीं ले रहे हैं, किसी को 30 वाली, कोई 40 वाली ले रहे हैं हम दवा. हाँ, कोई मदद नहीं, दवा में भी फर्क नहीं मिल रहा है हमको कोई.
The only visible change on ground, a belated attempt to clean and disinfect drains in areas where the maximum cases have been reported.
निर्देश भी दिए गए थे मेरी तरफ से भी और गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से भी, और जो लापरवाही है उसके बारे में उनको अवगत करा दिया गया था पहले भी.
प्रोब चल रहा है?
जी हाँ, जांच चल रही है, और कोई पानी है या किसी भी तरह का जल जमाव की स्थिति घर के अंदर है तो वो ज़्यादा खतरनाक है, और उस चीज़ के लिए उनको लगातार अवेयर किया जा रहा है पैम्पलेट्स के माध्यम से, अनाउंसमेंट के माध्यम से, और हमारी टीम्स घर घर लगी हैं, वो भी ये काम कर रही है.
To execute the tall claims of house-to-house disease surveillance and hygiene education, there are barely any ground-level health workers. The reality is that for this area of 13,000 people, there are only 14 field nurses and ASHA workers working overtime.
Inside the designated hospital to treat the suspected dengue cases, every bed is full, occupied by children with symptoms of fever, stomach pain and vomiting. The local BJP MLA says he has kept account and visited every home where there has been a death due to a viral fever. He says the actual death toll is at least 59.
फिरोजाबाद में लगभग 50 से अधिक बच्चे इस बीमारी से मृत्यु के काल ग्रसित हुए हैं. हम खुद बहुत पैनिक महसूस कर रहे हैं और अपने अंदर बड़ा अपराध बोध है, अंदर बड़ा दबाव है.
With Meher Pandey in Firozabad, Anusya Mathur for NDTV.
LPG gas prices have been hiked for the second time in a month, this time by 25 rupees. Just this year alone, the LPG prices have gone up by 190 rupees. This has hit the poor and lower middle class the most. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi has attacked the government and said that GDP rise means gas, diesel, petrol rise.
जब गैस महंगा पड़ेगा, चाय वाले भी दाम बढ़ाएगा. इसी तरह स्थिति बढ़ती रहे तो चाय पीना छोड़ना पड़ेगा, लग रहा है हम लोग को. यहाँ
गैस हम महंगा खरीदेंगे, प्रॉफिट नहीं रहेगा तो हम फिर आगे कैसे कुछ कर पाएंगे.
गरीब आदमी को तो खाना बनाने का जरूरी नहीं लगता, गैस अब बढ़ गया तो
मार्जिन तो निकलता नहीं कुछ, और इसके लिए कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा. रेट बढ़ाएंगे दुकानदारी जा रही है.
One recurring issue for both households and for commercial establishments across the country is the rising price of the LPG gas cylinder. Now this is affecting not only those who cook at home, but also those who run stalls or restaurants.
A fresh headache for Suryapal Maurya and his son Navneet, who run this small but popular samosa shop in rural Lucknow. In the last 24 hours, the price of their 19-kilo commercial gas cylinder has gone up by 75 rupees to rupees 1793 per unit. Prices have risen over 500 rupees per cylinder in a year. The Mauryas, who work over 12 hours each day, earned as much as 25,000 rupees per month till about 6 months ago, when prices were lower. It is not just the cooking gas, but also cooking oil price hikes which hit them.
मार्जिन तो निकलता नहीं कुछ और इसके लिए कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा, रेट बढ़ाएंगे दुकानदारी जा रही है.
Often at the receiving end of the anger over LPG prices are delivery men like Dilip Chalke.
गाड़ी क्यों बढ़ता है बोलते हैं, तो आप क्या हम क्या जवाब देंगे, वो सरकार का काम है.
In Mumbai, the lower middle class and the poor are feeling the pinch. They blame the government for not keeping prices in check. With the price of subsidized gas cylinders now touching 885 rupees a unit, Rajesh Kasru, a plumber by profession, says he's going to cook only once.
एक ही टाइम खाना बनाना पड़ेगा, 2 टाइम तो खाना बना नहीं सकते उसमें, 1 महीना भी नहीं रहेगा उसमें.
In the national capital, Rahul Gandhi attacked the government for not controlling prices.
मैं समझ नहीं रहा हूं भाई, जीडीपी एक तरफ दौड़ रही है और फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर प्रधानमंत्री कहते हैं जीडीपी बढ़ रही है. फिर बात मुझे समझ आई, जीडीपी का मतलब क्या? गैस, डीजल, पेट्रोल 2014 में 410 रुपीस सिलेंडर की प्राइस थी जब हमने यूपीए ने ऑफिस छोड़ा. आज 885 रुपीस सिलेंडर की प्राइस है, 116% इंक्रीज.
इसको वापस लिया जाए ताकि आने वाले राज्यों में चुनाव हैं और इसमें जो हमारे विरोधी हैं इसको हथियार के रूप में इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं.
With Saurabh Gupta and Vineet Verma, this is Alok Pandey, NDTV.
Now, after the announcement of meat and liquor ban in Mathura by UP Chief Minister, the local administration has now said that there is no plan for a blanket ban across the district. It appears that the Chief Minister was repeating an order passed in 2017-2018. But there's confusion on the ground. Akshay Dongre reports.
यहाँ के 7 पवित्र स्थलों को तीर्थ स्थल घोषित किया और तीर्थ स्थल घोषित होने के बाद अब यहाँ पर इन सब की तमन्ना है कि इन सभी क्षेत्रों में किसी भी प्रकार का मद्य मांस आदि का सेवन न हो और ये होना चाहिए. मैं प्रशासन से कहूँगा कि इसकी योजना रचना बना करके.
It's this announcement by Yogi Adityanath on the weekend that led to headlines like this, that he had ordered a complete ban on the sale of meat and liquor in Mathura, the UP pilgrimage town considered the birthplace of Lord Krishna. But it appears that the Chief Minister was simply repeating these orders passed in 2017 and 18, when 7 holy sites in Mathura district were notified as Tirthasthals or pilgrimage sites, and meat and liquor banned in them. The administration confirmed this to us, saying there is no plan to enforce a blanket district-wise ban as the media had reported.
सीएम सर ने भी निर्देश दिए हैं और पूर्व में ही बता दिया गया कि जो 7 क्षेत्र हैं जिन्हें तीर्थ स्थल घोषित किया गया है वहाँ पर मीट का विक्रय पूर्णतः प्रतिबंधित है. इसी के दृष्टिगत हमने 7 क्षेत्रों में पहले से ही यहाँ प्रतिबंध लगा चुके हैं. यहाँ पर न तो कोई नॉनवेज रेस्टोरेंट चल रहा है इन क्षेत्रों में, न कोई मीट की दुकान खोली जा रही है और न भविष्य में खोली जाएगी.
But the confusion created by the Chief Minister's speech has had impact on the ground, like these meat shops which fall just outside one of the 7 notified areas, the Krishna Janmasthal. Every Janmashtami they are shut in an unofficial arrangement for a few days, but this time they have been told to shut indefinitely.
अब हमको नोटिस दिया गया है 1 तारीख से लेके कितना था 21 तारीख से लेके और 2 तारीख तक का ये बंद कर दीजिए. 13 दिन के लिए बंद कर दिए. कभी 13 दिन के लिए कभी बंद नहीं हुआ. पहले 1 दिन के लिए हुआ करता था, फिर 2-3 दिन के लिए होने लगा.
फोन आया था फूड डिपार्टमेंट से और कहा गया कि आप तब तक ना करें तब तक हम आपसे कहें नहीं. तो इस चीज़ के लिए हम लोग जिलाधिकारी के पास जाएंगे और उनसे पूछेंगे इस चीज़ के लिए कि हमें ऐसा करने से क्यों रोका जा रहा है.
This raises questions as to why the Chief Minister had to reinforce something that was on the ground for the past 3 years.
The question is, did the CM say anything different, or was he simply trying to score a few political points just ahead of the elections? With camera person Xavier and colleague Saurabh Gautam, I'm Akshay Dongre for NDTV.
Time for a short break. On the other side, record September rain had many cities afloat. There was waterlogging in many cities, including the National Capital Region. We'll get you details on the other side. Welcome back. In Assam, as part of its major push for COVID vaccinations, health workers are taking risky boat rides down the flooded Brahmaputra to remote riverine islands to vaccinate people who may have been left out. Jab the last man standing is the motto. NDTV's Ratandeep Chaudhary and Sanjay Chakravarti travelled with one such vaccination team to see how the vaccinators are going where no roads go.
Setting off to vaccinate some of the 30 lakh people who live on Chor and Chaporis in Assam. Riverine islands that dot the Brahmaputra river and its tributaries. Many among them have got the first dose already. The Brahmaputra and its tributaries in Assam are once again flooded, but this does not stop these rural health workers to reach out to far-flung riverine islands to inoculate people with a COVID vaccine. The target of this team is Topabari Chor, a riverine island, and vaccinating 600 odd people living on it before the third wave arrives and before floods completely cut it off. Kamrup district has about 55,000 people living on 27 river islands waiting for the jab.
Now since there is flood, again the difficulty has risen a level higher. Now our people like the frontline workers, ANMs, ASHA workers, the verifiers, crowd management people, they have to be in the waters while vaccinating too.
Vaccination camps are under the shade of a tree or on the boat itself. Doubly challenging is the poor connectivity and villagers still suspicious of the jab.
জ্বৰ আহি যায় সেইকাৰণে মই কৈছে
তো ভ্যাকসিন হল 10 জনৰ কাৰণে হয় আৰু 4 ঘণ্টা থাকে 4 ঘণ্টা আমি 10 জন গুট নুখোৱালৈকে আমি এটা ফাইল খুলিব নোৱাৰো আৰু ইয়াতে প্ৰবলেম হয় কি আমাৰ নেটৱৰ্কৰ প্ৰবলেম হয় অলপ এই কাৰণে ফোন নাম্বাৰ কাৰণে দিগদাৰ হয় নেক্সট ডোজ তো কাৰণে আনিবৰ কাৰণে মাটি আনিবৰ কাৰণে আৰু মানুহবিলাকে তো খেতিত যায় খেতিত যোৱা পাছত আমাৰ আছাই গাঁৱত গৈ আৰু মাটি আনিবগে লাগে পথাৰৰ পৰা
ভাল সুবিধা হৈছে আৰু ভয় ছয়াৰ মানুহ নহৈছে আৰু সবেই ল'ব আৰু
A major push to the vaccination drive in Assam means reaching out to the last man standing, and that's what these rural health workers are doing amid rising floodwaters in the riverine island, inoculating hundreds of people who otherwise would have been left out. From the Topabari Chor in Kamrup rural district of Assam, with camera person Sanjay Chakravarti, this is Ratandeep Chaudhary for NDTV.
And finally, record September rain has had many cities afloat. Delhi received over 112 millimeters of rainfall in a day, a 19-year record for September.
Deluge in Delhi, Gurgaon and Noida, the capital recorded the highest rain in 19 years in a single day in September, 112.1 millimeters, which is almost 1600% above the norm. Almost no part of Delhi and the next door cities was spared. Drainage couldn't cope up, leading to massive traffic jams.
2 घंटे हो गए लक्ष्मी नगर से आ रहा हूँ 1 घंटा तो ITO पे ही होगा पानी बहुत भर रहा है मैडम गोडो गोडो पानी हो रहा है
9:15 बजे से बैठे हुए लक्ष्मी नगर से लेकिन अभी तक ITO क्लियर नहीं हुआ 12 बजने वाले हैं
The surplus of September is now 1598% because the first day the average rainfall on 1st September is very less and 112 millimeter means it is a large surplus. So monsoon is expected to continue after mid-September.
The intensity of rain is likely to reduce by tomorrow. It's Gujarat where a rain red alert has been sounded off. Very heavy showers expected there and adjoining areas as well. This comes after August, which fared terribly due to break monsoon conditions, resulting in a 24% monsoon deficit in the country. However, the Met Office says that September seems promising with a 10% surplus as per their latest forecasts. So far, only June got more than its usual share of the monsoon, with almost a 10% surplus, followed by a 7% deficit in the month of July. Overall, the monsoon season is 9% deficit so far. However, September is expected to be a game changer, with the Met Office saying the season could end on the lower end of normal, which is anywhere between 96% to 104% of the long period average of 88 centimeters. While SkyMet says monsoon could end up being a 6% deficit. This is Divya Wadhwa for NDTV.
Well, that's a wrap on this bulletin from the entire team. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.